Yeah. You are tuned into Offering Something. I am your host, Michael Bernier, feeling so good to be alive, that is for sure. We have so much love for our sponsors, Enjoy Your Life brand, Spicket River Brewery, and the Higher Education Music and Arts Festival. And you know we love you for watching this show. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely click on that subscribe button. I love you for that. Yeah. All right, y'all. We have a super fantastic episode in store for you with a guest who is an international reggae and dub DJ, a producer, a beat pack hustler, an entrepreneur, a self-made success, a humble human. Yeah, true part of the reggae culture, a new companion to me, and he is day after day offering something. My brother, Zeke Stern, what is good?
What's happening? Thanks so much for having me.
Man, I'm so excited to have you here. It's my pleasure to have you in the room.
Great, man.
You feel good? You comfortable? Everything all right?
You have great hospitality, man. Hospitality's top-notch so far.
Yeah, thank you. All right, what would you say is the single most important characteristic that you have, that you possess, that has led you to your success? What quality of Zeke Stern has allowed you to succeed in doing what you love and what you're passionate about?
I would say my taste, I trust my taste in things.
Trust your taste.
So I've always just followed things that I like to do.
Wow.
And I take pride in that.
Yeah.
I know what I like, and then it resonates among people. And
so how does knowing what you like, okay, so it resonates among people. They see the joy in you. You're doing what you love.
Well, it's just like other people might think the same as me.
Okay.
So I really just have always followed my passion. So like, even with music, I just have a certain level of what I require to please me.
So
okay,
so it's like, I feel like so it's like my damn
opinion.
Boy, I love your taste, man. You got the perfect taste in music. Like they say this to you?
No, not like that. Just
okay.
that was my core thing, is that I really followed what I love rather than I wasn't trying to please anybody, or I just did me. And
wow.
I feel like
what you love,
that just worked well for me, And so
yes. So what exactly do you do? Let's put that out there.
I'm a reggae producer, first and foremost.
Right.
Musician, reggae producer, but I DJ as well.
Okay.
But yeah, the core of it
is reggae,
is producing and working with reggae artists. But I say reggae, but my stuff is very crossover. So I have a hip hop feel, some some electronic.
So
influences.
Explain to me what you mean exactly by reggae or this crossover music production. What are you doing?
Well, I went to school for audio engineering, and in about 2009, I've been making beats for a few years, and I got placement with an artist called Collie Budz.
Yeah, man.
And so that was the first time that I released a track. And so before that, I was more a DJ.
So the first track you released was in association with Collie Budz?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and actually it was my best friend.
That's unusual.
Who's also part of Green Lion, went to school with him at Full Sail.
Okay, so, I got you. So there was a connection
there's a connection there. We knew each other. I didn't know him too well personally, but, among friends. And so I was just sending him beats and happened to send the right one. He heard it
and was like, boy, you're on to something here. Yeah.
Yeah, so ever since then, before that I was more of a music. We had a band in high school, DJ'd a lot. But after that, I really got focused on production or working directly with artists,
So you work with a vocalist or with other musicians, and you ultimately pull together a song, and then you release that through Green Lion Crew.
Right.
Word, man.
Yeah, and so like the other part of it was, as a DJ, I got into dub plates.
Yes,
which, we were like a sound system. So I used to be obsessed with getting dub plates. Is when a reggae artist sings a custom track for your sound, but it's like an already released song. It's like So that led us to go to Jamaica and work with a bunch of people. So that sort of was like my reggae college of learning how to work with artists.
Yep.
And then pretty soon I was like, okay, this is cool, but it isn't mine. It isn't, something that I'm directly.
I'm ready to make my own.
Yeah, exactly. But that, I always say that was like my reggae college of learning. Oh, wow. Dean Frazier's right in town. We can get him on horns.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Glenn Brown is available to, who's such an amazing bass player. You can get Glenn Brown to come by the studio and play bass for you, things
Good
like that.
Golly, yeah. Let's rewind here. Where were you born? Where did you first appear in this world?
I was born in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
But my parents lived in Maine, so I'm a Mainer.
You're a Mainer.
Yeah, I'm a Mainer. So.
Okay, so you were born in Portsmouth, like in a hospital.
Yeah, in the hospital in
Portsmouth. I like that.
But...
So that's where you came out of the belly.
Yeah.
The first appearance, you're like, whoa, it's good, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'm here now. And you went to Cape Nettic, is that it?
Yeah, Cape Nettic, Maine, which is, right next to York.
Okay, so
right over the border.
Tell me about the Cape Nettic. What is that a working class? Is it wealthy? Is it low class? What's
wealthy
happening
now.
There? Yeah.
It's a little beach. It's a little beach community. When I was growing up, it was definitely not. It was the poorer side of town when I was growing up. But I mean, I say poor, like it wasn't exactly like poor, but definitely all the rough, crazy families lived on that side of town. I had a crazy childhood with a lot of derelict characters in it.
Really?
yeah.
There's a little rough times going on. There's some,
just the
some
normal,
squabbles
just the normal
and street
stuff.
fights.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
We trust me. It was.
Now, are you the first guy to throw blows? You up in the front of the group,
no,
like you leading the pack? Or?
I used to watch. I'm an agreeable person. I didn't have problems with people.
Like,
sometimes I got caught in some weird situations, but I'm pretty chill.
Yeah,
as I've always been. So, but yeah, Cape Nettic is a little beach community. And actually, my mom's from Maine, my dad's from New York, so it's actually how I got into reggae. Is my older brother was a DJ, and so we had all the 12 inches from, the 1990s. Yeah, I have two older brothers. My oldest brother was DJing in New York City in like the 80s and 90s.
His older brother,
Chris Stern.
Chris Stern, he's out there DJing in New York City.
He's a graphic
coming out of Cape Nettic.
Yeah, he's a graphic designer now, but I directly credit him with having all the vinyl around, all the records. So that's how I first started to be like, oh, reggae is cool.
Okay. How old were you when you were like, yeah, reggae is cool?
Well, I always looked up to my brother. So probably around 12 is when I first started to be like kind of starting to get into it a little bit. But then once I hit like 14, 15, I was a fanatic.
So as a reggae DJ at that point, what exactly are you doing? Just like going from one record to the next, or what's happening at that point?
Even 13, at that time, 14? I was obsessed with making mixtapes. So I used to I had a record player and I'd get all the vinyl, but I was all about like either making girls or making my friends mixtapes. And I was very particular about the song order. Yeah. So I'd go through the whole vinyl just to find this song makes you feel this way, this makes you feel that way. And
you had it all planned out,
the
stacked,
perfect playlist.
Appropriate.
Perfect playlist.
Did you speak on it too? Were you like DJ Zeke?
No, not well. Actually, we used to actually have the tape player where you could press record and speak into it. Me and my brother, and so there's some early when we were like 6, 7. There's some recordings where we're like trying to make songs and stuff, but pretty much no. It was just like, trying to come up with the perfect playlist for people. Right. So that was my starting of like doing mixtapes, or like I feel like that's the beginning of me DJing, because I was like really careful about selecting which track I wanted.
So you go from Cape Nettic, Maine, like up there in the Northeast, to a lot of people like, whoa, boy, he's from the middle of nowhere, to having ultimately like an international demand for this kid, Zeke Stern from Cape Nettic,
Green Lion
Maine.
Crew.
Green Lion Crew. You guys, you and your, one more time, what's your homie's name? Chai. Developed this demand.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
So, first, what is a Green Lion Crew? Explain that to me.
All right. We started out actually as a band in high school, and it was really like our practice space. We drew a big lion and green marker on the wall, and that was Green Lion right there.
Okay, there it is, Green Lion Crew.
As simple as that is, and we were just like, me and my best friend started a reggae band, and we used to have people come over and jam.
How many members in the band?
Well,
definite, consistent members that were always there.
Well, all right. There's like 2 to 3, but pretty much it was always just me and Chai. But then we'd get like a drummer to come over. But there were certain people that hung out.
Yep.
So that's why it was always Green Lion Crew, because we were all about family and just like, it wasn't about us. It's just like about this whole scene that we were creating.
I gotcha.
So
you go from this scene, Cape Nedic, to demand all over the place. People want you.
Well,
they're calling you. They're trying to get you on. Like, let's talk about how that process doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Now, to everybody that's out there, they see Zeke's crushing it. That's so wonderful. But did it take any work? Did you have to work at all?
Well, that's the thing. When anyone sees you do anything, they don't see all the times you fail. They just see your one little win.
Yeah.
And so I've definitely failed a lot more than I've had success in my mind. You know?
Right.
And then when I got a little bit of success in the sense of like, okay, I got Collie Budz to voice on a track. And this is where my taste comes into it again, because then I would just go to an artist that I loved, that I thought was going to do well. Right. And I'd say, hey, I produced this track for Collie Budz. Maybe you want to listen to some of my stuff. And then they, off Collie Budz fame, go, oh, he must be a producer. I wouldn't tell him.
He's got something going on. I wouldn't tell him he's working with Collie. They're telling their homies, yeah, man, my producer work with Collie Budz.
And I, that would just get them to listen.
Yeah.
Because I don't tell them I'm from Maine
Use your
or
angles,
anything.
bro.
And then they just hear the track, and if the track is good, but So
who were some of the early on artists that you were able to work with there after you had that thing with Collie Budz happen? You're approaching people.
So I recorded the track with Collie Budz in 2009. 2011, his EP came out. That same year, or right at the beginning of 2012, but I think it was 2011, 2010 even, was when I started to hit up Kabaaka Pyramid and Chronixx.
Right.
And so I was at that time going to Jamaica regularly. I'd go down
just
there.
Hitting them up, sending them emails, trying to find them out there.
I used to just go down to do radio interviews or get dub plates and do that sort of thing. And then, when you're in Kingston all the time, hey, there's a party up at this place, and you start seeing the local artists. It's like you get a sense of what's coming in a sense, or if you have ears, you can hear what you like.
Right. Yeah.
So I remember I went to a party at 10.5. At this time, I already knew Kabaaka Pyramid because Kabaaka Pyramid, I don't know if you remember a website called dancehallreggae.com, but there is a website called Dancehall Reggae, and it was like a hub, like a lot of people went there. He posted his song in there, and I was the first producer to hit him up and say, yo, I want to work with you, right when he posted that track.
Yeah.
So at that time, I already knew him, and so long story short, he was like, go to this party at this place, 10.5, which is Little Joe's, Jah Over Evil's little camp. And so that's when I went up there and I saw Chronixx acoustic for the first time before anyone knew him. Kabaaka sang there, Jah 9 sang there.
So let's talk about that's interjection here. When you saw Chronixx perform their acoustic at the little jungle bar, were you like, wow, this dude is great, or it didn't happen for you at that moment?
No, I mean, he was one of the artists that I noticed.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't put him on any pedestal at the time, like I was just as excited about, Jah 9 or Kabaaka Pyramid or a lot of these other guys. But he definitely stood out. His performance stood out. He's a really naturally good performer.
Right.
So I remember thinking, wow, this guy's great.
Okay, carry on now with your story without my interjection.
No, I mean, that's basically it. So those were the next, bigger artists that I work with, but at the time they weren't well known, so there wasn't.
So was there a moment or an individual that you work with when you were like, oh snap, you know what? This whole music thing, this reggae producing thing, this is real. This might be on. This is happening. Was there a specific moment that occurred for you?
Well, I'm such a huge reggae fanatic that it's been that way the whole time. Even before, there's just all these little tiny things hanging out. Like I interviewed Yellow Man, hung out with Yellow Man. That was such a huge.
I
that was
love seeing pictures of you and Yellow Man.
Every
that
little
makes me feel good.
Every little thing like that. I went and saw Sugar Minot, who is one of my favorite artists ever, and chilled with him. And little things like that really always blow my mind, and I don't take them for granted at all. But
oh gosh, I'm with Yellow Man right now.
One thing that was influential for me is before I really started producing, we actually my friend Josh Chamberlain, Works with Alpha
What's
Boy
good,
School.
Joshy?
Josh,
Yeah.
big up Chombo.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's definitely was part of Green Lion Crew for many years. Vital in a lot of our links and movements in Jamaica, and he still lives in Jamaica now.
Yeah.
But through him, we did a project for Alpha Boys School, which is a school that teaches like troubled kids music in Jamaica.
Yes.
And we got Toots to donate a song, so
Nice.
I actually got to go record an acoustic song with Toots and chill with him for hours, and that's when I really it blew my mind. That
Something's
experience
going
blew
on.
my mind. So
Yeah.
that was when I really was like, wow, like you can just hit up Toots and go check him at the studio.
Yeah.
He didn't know us too.
Yeah.
He didn't know us. You know,
No.
that's reggae. That's one of the reasons I love reggae is it's so small.
It's true. Like the words that they're singing in the songs, he's actually behaving that way when you come over. Yeah, man, come on in. I'll play a song. Yeah.
It's not a big deal,
Cool.
you know. It's
it's
a huge deal, but it's not a big deal, you know.
No, exactly. I've become friends with his son, Junior.
Yeah.
We just released some music together. He's a good dude too.
Yeah, really good dude.
Yeah.
So
let's jump on over to the fat reggae drum kit sample pack.
yeah.
Boom, bow. What is that?
Basically, it's a sample pack for producers. So I recorded a bunch of drum sounds in my studio.
Okay.
And processed them through a bunch of analog gear. And
So you're sitting there with the kick drum, boom,
yeah.
boom. Okay, carry on.
Yep, layering kicks, you know, there's a lot of layering. But basically I just took my drums that I might use for it's almost in the sense of like a rub-a-dub reggae style.
Yeah.
It's got a certain vibe to it, like kind of dubbed out stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, this is all because of COVID that really inspired me to do all this because I had a lot of extra free time,
Had some
not
time on
touring
your
so much and
hands.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, no airplanes, no hotel rooms, just Zeke and Maine.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
you gonna do now?
So so it's a little sample pack for producers. If you can use it in other styles of music, but it's just a bunch of hits and loops and sound effects, so producers can up their reggae game.
You got kick, snare, hats, crashes. What other kind of sounds are on this?
Lots of percussion, lots of dub effects.
Yeah.
You know, and I have what you call wet and dry versions. So, you know, some are covered in spring reverb and delay.
Yeah.
Some are, you know, just dry, so you can add your own effects. But yeah, just kick, snare, hi-hats, cymbals,
Ton
percussion.
of time. This take you a ton of time.
And then, of course, I can't leave out Zugu Dan.
Zuga Dan,
Who's
give you
my Jamaican brethren, who is the guitarist for Protege when he's on the road, and an artist himself, a vocalist. So he gave me some like one-shot samples, like boom, and and gave me some nice vocal one-shots. So yeah, there's a lot of value in that pack. I put a lot of work into it.
Put a lot of time into it.
And then I even use it in my stuff all the time. So like I'll use it. It's great for layering and that sort of thing. So
are you happy you did it? Did it work out the way you envisioned it to?
It worked out better than I thought, actually. I was shocked, actually. It worked out really well. So the reaction to it was great. And so a bunch of people hit me up saying they checked it and used it. Stick Figure hit me up and said, "Oh, it's dope." You know, the guys from Organically Good Trio, Paul and those guys, you know, Van. They were using it and loving it.
That's so good to hear.
You know, a few people in
Gotta
Jamaica
get my
hit
hands
me up,
on that.
Oh, I got it for you.
Yes. You're a good man. So how did it feel when Be Still hit the top 10 on the Billboard Reggae album charts? Was that monumental for you in any way?
Oh,
Did
wow.
it provide you with some motivation? And then it leads to another question for me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Into
I
that.
mean, that was really, really crazy because Chai, the other half of Green Lion, that was like his dream album, right? So he lived in St. Croix for many years.
I love
like over
St.
10
Croix.
years.
Spent a lot of time there, yeah.
So he knows a lot of
Christian
those,
Stead,
you know, he's good friends with Tippy and all those guys down there. So, but like, you know, Von Benjamin, Midnight, Kabaaka is the ultimate, you know? So the fact that we got the chance to work with him was just like we were so blown away, you know. And then of course Pressure was on there with 4 tracks, and Danny I, who's another amazing singer. So that whole album was just like a spiritual thing. And then on 4 days before his single dropped, he passed away, which was the most devastating thing. But just then the fact of the track doing so well and like
blew up.
And basically like because it was already in motion, like whatever was set before was just gonna release, and it was just next level. Like I don't know how to describe it really. For a true reggae fanatic,
Yeah, man.
It's like
so aside from how good it made you feel and the hype around it, were there actual benefits? Did it give you a nice platform for what you were dropping after it? Was there sales, new listeners, new fans, or just kind of like, oh, whoa, that song's crushing, and then it was gone, and you were like, what are we gonna do next?
I think it's always a little bit of both. Each project you put out, definitely. I mean, what was big for that too is that's our first project we worked with Ineffable Records on. So they took that on, and they really helped boost all our stuff, and Adam from the label is amazing, and Igor and all those Thomas, all those guys are great. So that really like upped our level, and upped our status, you could say.
Totally, it provides a certain level of credibility in that scene, working with Ineffable.
So they helped out a lot. And but then like it's always about the next one, so you gotta keep it going. You can't just chill now. So
I know you occasionally roll with my homie Panama Dan over there at the Reggae Takeover. What's your involvement with that? What are you doing down there?
I always rate anyone who's given a lot of energy to the reggae community, and Dan,
like, hustling for it.
Thank you. Yes, he really saves the scene in a lot of ways. So basically,
no, that's true. One more time, big love to Panama Dan and the Reggae Takeover for what you're doing out there, man. Keeping real reggae alive in Boston. Carry on now.
So I can't remember exactly even how we met, but I'm sure it's obvious we were just both in the reggae scene. So like we ended up talking, linking up, and so I played a couple shows for him down there, and I was just I did one of his COVID shows with Addis Pablo and the Naya Rockers down there. So
what are you doing during those shows? You like DJing in between? You're being the hype man?
DJing in between sets. And that show I played a lot of exclusive, like unreleased tracks. It was more like chill backyard vibe. So it was almost like a little like preview of what's to come. But
when you're DJing, you don't speak? Are you a no talker?
I speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely always speak.
Yeah.
If you don't speak, you gotta take charge, and but I don't talk a lot.
Right.
No one knows me as a talker on the mic, but
just enough to get them to love you and be like, he's a good dude, and he has great taste in music.
I used to be really against talking on the mic, and wouldn't do it. And then I thought, you're a DJ, man. You gotta talk on the mic.
Let's go, get it cracking.
If you don't want to talk on the mic, like get a new profession. So I was like, I got to start talking.
So how do you feel about the current state of reggae music in the USA?
I think it's great. It's changed a lot, because I'm a 90s kid, so
let's talk about there's new wave American reggae scene,
right,
and then there is the traditional roots reggae,
right, exactly.
So I now ask the question again. How do you feel about the current state of reggae music in the USA?
Well, it's weird because it's almost like it's two different scenes, and I'm all about them combining and coming together, but it is very different because even me, like working with Ineffable, like I'm very Jamaican, European style even, because the European, like they have like really traditional style reggae that's popular, like steppers and that type of stuff over there. So I more naturally go to that side. But that being said, I think there's a lot of amazing American reggae too. But
I agree with you.
Our vibe isn't always the same, so I feel like if you listen to a bunch of American reggae, maybe you got to listen to a lot of Jamaican reggae to get your head wrapped around it. And I think it's the same for someone like me who listens to a lot of Jamaican reggae. I got to really search and listen and figure out these bands because it doesn't follow the classic structure that I'm used to, sort of.
True indeed. Yeah. It's a different genre. I mean, many similarities, obviously, but it is a new wave, and it's definitely an American reggae. And there are bands in that scene that I'm totally loving. But I'm with you. I come from the Jamaican based, like true roots reggae scene, So,
I see it on both sides too, because I feel like sometimes I can't hear certain bands' music until I really were to listen to it a lot. Just like if you bought a new CD and you've never heard that style, you got to listen to it.
Right.
But they feel like that about our style because they can't quite hear. They're like, oh, that's what it is,
Right, because there's definitely a vibe that's caught out there. There's the shade thrown like you're infiltrating on the true reggae scene, what's going on here. But I feel like nothing should be looked at that way at all.
Yeah, because,
it's like,
I mean...
Nah, that's the music they're creating, and it's actually, if something imitates anything in any way, it's giving love to it.
Right.
But I understand that.
Be yourself. You know, that's the biggest thing. So, like... If that's your vibe, that's amazing. Like, follow your vibe,
And if people are like, it's definitely taken over. Like, you look at the reggae festivals, you look at the bills, and the headlines. All the top billing is new wave reggae, and then you'll see the roots acts at the bottom on the biggest festivals. Like, that's what's going on for the most part.
Right.
And there's that, like, oh, they're taking the scene away from us. But I think that what's going on is the public manipulates who goes where,
Yeah, and one thing that I see that stands out too is that, like even among the Jamaican reggae acts, the successful Jamaican reggae acts that I've seen all have teams. So Chronixx from the beginning had a whole team.
Yeah.
That are amazing people that are dedicated and they know what they're doing.
He does a great job of crossing over. Go ahead.
Kabaaka Pyramid has a team. He has, 2-3 guys that are solid in the crew that work full time for him,
Yep.
Protege has a great team. So like one thing about, and this is part of the privilege of living in America is they're able to assemble great teams and investors. And so all those bands, they really know how to work with their audience, and they play local shows and they build their own fan base from the ground up. Now, a lot of these artists have huge fan bases in Jamaica, but that's not America. That's not as big, and it doesn't have all the And so they get this huge sort of advance over anyone because they've spent so much time, but they're putting in the hard work and they have the teams to. So any music thing needs structure, and so that they've done well with that.
Who are some of the new wave reggae acts that you're getting down with? Just say them quick. Who do you love? Don't think too much. Don't think. Who do you listen to actually in the new wave scene? Are you listening to Stick Figure? Now just carry on and answer it. Don't think too much, or you're not listening to it at all.
I sort of, it's. I don't listen to a lot of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I like certain things from all those guys, and I've heard tunes I love from Stick Figure. I've heard tunes I love from Revolution or Tribal Seeds.
Yeah. Fortunate Youth has some good.
Fortunate Youth, pretty much all of them. Yeah. Pretty much all of them. But like. At the same time, it's not necessarily what I personally go to. Yeah. But not a lot of people listen to what I listen to.
What do you know what I'm saying?
To? So
what is your fallback, like, core reggae music that you're listening to? Aside from Bob Marley, because I know it'll be said in there. What do you got?
Besides all the classics and all the roots, as far as, like, these days, I'm looking for all the new talent from Jamaica, and that's what really, like, excites me, so guys like
who's exciting you
guys
right
like
now?
Runkus.
I don't know Runkus.
Yeah, look up Runkus. Yeah.
Like I would think it's spelled Runkus.
Yes.
Runkus.
Yeah.
I already love it.
Who's Determined Son, who's an old school reggae artist who's amazing. So you got Runkus, you got Royal Blue is another amazing one. I've been working with Imaru Tafari, which is Queen Ifrica's son.
Yeah.
Of course, Kabaaka and Chronixx and all those guys. Leela Ike.
Nope.
She's a female singer, works with Protege. Savannah is another one. Jesse Royal. New guys like 5 Star. Dre Island, huge fan of Dre Island.
All right, you gave me a few new ones here.
yeah.
There's a couple names I haven't heard here, but
yeah.
Ruckus is what's sticking with me.
Oh, you're gonna love Ruckus.
All right, I'm gonna get down on some Ruckus. As we're going on this kind of like who you listening to, who do you like from what? Are there let's get into like the Boston area. No. The Boston area bands.
I want to shout out Soul Rebel Project.
Okay, Soul Rebel Project. My homies over there, Mike Francis.
They're always super. We're working on a project together too. So.
Rest in peace, Jay Harris. Yes.
Man.
What up, Pilt Sailor? Yeah.
I did a little tour with them in Cali, and we had the time.
I saw some pictures of that.
Yeah.
You guys had a time? You know how to get down?
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't go right to sleep after the shows?
No.
Nah.
We had some good hosts there, so.
Yeah. Who else besides Soul Rebel Project from out here on the East Coast and the Boston area?
I love all these guys. I don't dislike anything.
But that's who you've rolled with?
Big up like Mighty Mystic, big up Roots of Creation, Organically Good Trio, Double Apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm missing people, so
all those
I love
people
you too.
been in this room,
I love everyone.
Yeah.
So I love our little reggae community we have here because it's tight. It's tight, and that's what I love about reggae.
So are you happy with the career path you've chosen, Zeke?
Yeah, I am. Not saying it's easier every day. I'm happy with it. Yeah. But overall, you
sleep easily.
Oh, definitely.
Not stressed out too much.
Definitely. And I often think, like even the stuff I've already done, like I'm just so thankful for it. That's enough already. Like I could stop right now and I would be like happy.
How valuable is it to work in a field that you love and are inspired by versus a field where you're troubled by and brought down?
I mean, for
or
me,
even that you're not inspired by that you're okay with.
Yeah. For me, it's everything because I'm just one of those people that can't.
Have you ever had an office job?
No,
You've ever done one of these
things?
things? You have. What was the job?
Well, I haven't done many office jobs, but I've done everything. I've done roofing, drywall, construction, carpentry. Delivered weed. Like I can go on and on. I worked at an arcade when I was 14.
Look at that.
I used to work in restaurants. I was a dishwasher. I can go on and on with all the jobs: lawn care, landscaping, everything.
That's a lot of jobs. You can go on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that because you weren't a good employee? Were you in and out?
No.
Fired or quit? Fired or quit?
Not necessarily. Yeah, but maybe I couldn't work all the time because I was playing music. So.
Yeah. Hey man, I can't come to work. Music is definitely
but really
more
what it
important.
is too is like growing up in Maine. Those are like the local jobs. So my friend's roofing. He's like, hey, I need some help this weekend. Yeah, want to hop up on a roof?
You're like, yeah, man, I'm there. So, I feel like there's some kind of connection here with who is Rob Connolly and how does he fit into your life?
Oh, this is good now.
Yes, let's get good.
Yeah, so I met Rob because I was doing, first I met Josh Chamberlain. Yeah. Big up Josh again. Big up. And he was the DJ at UNH for the Mad Lion Reggae show. And so basically our friend Chris was leaving and asked me to come be a DJ on the show because I was like, local reggae guy or whatever.
It's hot. I was bubbling. Yep.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Through a mutual friend, I was recommended or whatever. So then we started doing the radio show, and Rob, being a huge radio guy, was like, "Who are these clowns? I got to call these clowns."
Yeah.
And so he just called us and he used to request songs. He used to call up and we got to talking, and then he's like, "I got the FM right here."
Come do it.
So then I started doing a reggae show on his FM station, and man, 20 years later, we're still friends, and we've done so much crazy stuff.
You still talk to Rob Connolly?
Yeah, still talk to Rob.
I love Rob. Is he drinking wine every day, or?
I imagine some Pinot.
He's such a good guy, man. So that was WXGR, right?
WXGR to all the different projects he did to starting a radio station for Thievery Corporation, and going out on tour with them, and they were broadcasting all the shows live, and to now he's working, even bigger projects with Gannett and these big corporations. And so
here's a little tidbit of useless information. Hash from Thievery Corporation has slept on the floor in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love Hash. Big up Hash every time, the whole crew.
Oh, what a good guy.
Franca and all those guys. So.
Oh, my gosh. Yep. He's been here with one of his side projects. I can't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, man. Good people.
And you're old friends with Rob, of course, because guess what? Rob finds the cool creative people.
Dude, Rob's the best.
And he gives them a platform. That's what he does.
He forever has a place in my heart. I love him. I still connect with him. He's an amazing person. He has some glow about him. You got to love him.
Yeah.
Look at all this love for Rob Connolly. I hope you watch this out there in Key West, floating around in your boat. So we already talked about working with Toots. That was amazing. So let's just go right into this. Because of the way the successes you've had and the way your career has gone, it's not unusual for you to be in a quote-unquote superstar position where you're the guy backstage, you're the guy on stage, you're the guy in the green room, you're the guy in the hotel room, you're the guy in the private party. Now, with that, there most certainly comes this option to become somewhat of a monster and to just let it all go to your head and start acting like the cool guy because the people are treating you like the cool guy and taking advantage of that. There's an opportunity to go that route. And then there's another way to maintain a level head and to do the right thing. Do you feel those pressures and how do you balance them?
Well, I mean, I definitely witnessed that whole dynamic a lot.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been very like shy, type of person. So it's not like me to get my head swelled up.
Yep.
I mean, me even saying that sounds a little wrong. But it's easy for me to sort of stay out of that whole thing. And I'm someone like I treat everyone the same.
Yeah.
And I've always been like that. If you're the cool person, I don't treat you any better than anyone else.
Yeah.
And it's just, I can't imagine being any other way.
Right.
And
so you don't take advantage of that.
But I do see that
a
lot. I do see that a lot. And and guess what? I understand it in some ways because I'm still at a level where I don't have to worry about much stuff. But I think some people, when they get to a certain level, it becomes such a burden on their life that then they have to have a boundary, like they have an attitude. Took me actually witnessing people to realize this, So you get so overwhelmed with requests or people that
now I understand.
It overwhelms your psyche and you can't handle it. And then you're a dick, basically.
Basically, that's kind of the transition. You're like, you know what? This is way easier than doing any of that stuff.
Right. Exactly. And
I
think people draw you out and then use your vulnerabilities, and then people often like worship celebrities, but then they're quick to shame them too.
Of course.
So they draw you out. You're just a human. So So I witnessed that a lot.
Damn humans.
People struggling with that, and sometimes the attitude, I feel like it has a reason behind it sometimes.
Do you do anything to give back to the music community or give back to the world? Any humanitarian efforts? What are you doing?
Well,
hold on. Do you have a nickname? I for some reason when I go to say Zeke, I want to say Zico, and it's just not what I want to say.
Hey, actually, I have a friend who calls me Zico, actually. But
this
actually,
seem like it
my last name's
like
Stern. People used to call me Sterno. Zeke. I feel Zeke is kind of like a nickname in itself. I don't know. People just call me Zeke most times.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, whatever. Sterno is
that's
legit.
Good. That's right on my alley.
It has a flow.
Yeah, why Sterno? Let's carry on. Do you remember what I asked? I don't know. What are you doing to give him back? Like, are you doing anything? Do you care?
So yeah, of course. One thing is I've worked a lot with Alpha
Not
Boys
everybody
School.
cares.
Right.
Sterno. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even what I do, like, I feel like I fight for artists to have unknown artists to have a platform, and
How?
even though I don't have a big platform, I still do everything I can to work with them, record music, put their music out. Cause a lot of, people will see, oh, you worked with Kabaaka and Chronixx, but no one knew them when I put music out with them. It wasn't a big deal. It was later that they became famous, and then other people were like, oh, wow, you worked with them.
Yep.
So I had faith in there, and that's where my taste comes in, where I just
That's
like
how
their music,
Evo
so I
Rad grew
followed them.
successful. Yeah.
And so That's I'm working with a bunch of artists now, like 5 Star and Runkus, and Runkus is getting big. You know, all these guys, Amaru Tafari, all these guys who are coming up. And so I do see that as like
I could deep in the reggae world that like I know that I'm just like sometimes I'm like, yeah, whatever he's saying. I don't go that far. I love reggae every day of my life, but he's just on he's just like on a different ship that I'm in.
But yeah, like I could work in hip hop or pop music and make more money, but I'm not interested in that. But then one way I've directly given back is working with Alpha, and we built the radio station for them. I programmed all the music on Alpha Boys School Radio.
Explain what Alpha Boys is in a little more detail, because I know this is actually a very special thing. What is Alpha Boys?
So Alpha Boys School is a school that was started by nuns.
Yes.
And it used to, it's changed a little bit over time, but it used to teach strictly homeless kids music, structured music like classical and jazz and that sort of thing. And some of the most famous Jamaican musicians were taught there, including Yellow Man, Johnny Osborne, you know, people from the Scatolites. And so they're a big reason of this like explosion of intense musical talent, because they took these troubled kids and taught them.
Like so many of these people that we know to be like international reggae stars went through the
all
Alpha
the players.
Boys School.
You know, if you're a reggae fanatic, like someone like Dizzy Moore and some of these, you know, famous Horsemouth, the drummer went there, and all these original core members of reggae were taught there. So it's become, you know, an institution in the sense of like celebrating Jamaican music, really.
Yes.
And it's changed a little bit, but it's basically still the same thing.
What are you doing there? What's your involvement with it?
So Josh was heavily involved with the music program over there. He does a lot of fundraising for them, but it was him and, you know, Rob and all of us sort of started the radio thing. Yeah. And now they do a whole, because one thing that we always
talked about.
Alpha
Boys Radio.
Yeah, so Alpha Boys School Radio.
AlphaBoysSchoolRadio.com.
Yep.
Carry on.
So most of the music on there I programmed and chose, because we wanted to have an alpha player on every song that was on there.
Yeah,
so
and you're the guy that knows all about that.
I went through the liner notes and like find, okay, every song, you know, if Johnny Osborne sang backup vocals on this, it's going on, you know? So like we found every tune that we could find of
That's
all
right.
these
And then when they hear it, they're like, what? Somebody on this song went here?
Yeah, and so like when you listen to the radio and if you know reggae, you're going to be like, wow, they did everything from that. You know, or like it's like so much
Everything kind of goes back there.
So yeah, I've gone down there and like taught a class and some things like that. But
you take care of yourself?
We love Alpha.
Take care of your body?
I do. I do, yeah.
Are you exercising, running, jumping?
Mountain biking.
Mountain biking?
Yeah, mountain biking.
What kind of bike you have?
I'll run too.
Ooh, I like running. What kind of mountain bike?
I have a Trek, a Fuel EX7.
So what
full
does
suspension.
an average ride consist of for you? You just on the street? Are you on a paved trail? Are you on a mountain? Downhill?
Mountain.
Full
Usually
suspension?
Downhill. Yeah, full suspension. I go to, there's Mount Agamenticus in York. I go up there a lot.
Helmet?
Oh, yeah. And then sometimes I'll go to, you know, Highland Mountain Bike Park. My friends, big up Chai, my friends are like really into it more than me.
Like ripping?
Oh, yeah. They go crazy.
Are you still hitting gaps and stuff?
I don't, you know, I just like to go fast and have a good time.
No
and
gaps,
do my thing. Not me, but my friend's kid and him both do that, all that crazy stuff where I'm like, what?
I don't do that either.
They're
I'm
launching.
Like, whoa, good job, guys. We're going down here. Like, woo, sweet.
I don't have the time to practice and break my arm because I have to go DJ. So
I'm cool with all these functioning limbs.
I love being active, skiing, you know, anything. And actually, if I can't exercise, I'll just go out and run because I got to get my endorphins.
Don't dumb that down to I can't. It's such a valuable thing, running. Don't do that to running. What's your, what do you do, 2 miles, 10 miles?
4 miles usually.
4 miles?
Yeah.
What's your pace?
I don't even know. Slowly, because you know what? My knees are a little sketchy. So I'm careful on my knees.
Did you play football at Cape Netick High? Is that where you went? Cape Netick High School?
No, York High School. But
York. Oh,
no,
they don't even have a school in Cape Netick, do they?
I was a basketball guy.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Power forward?
But actually, after freshman year, I was done.
Center? You played just freshman year?
Well, I played like all the way up till freshman.
I
used to be in like AAU, 7th and 8th grade. I was
you were
really
deep in it. Yeah.
I was into it. I used to travel and do all that stuff.
Hey, yeah.
But then basically I started smoking weed, and I was like, all right, I already go to school, and
then I got to do that.
And then I was like, we could just go play street ball, and so I quickly got out of it. To be honest, I couldn't take the structure sport thing.
Can I give you a gift?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow. Christmas early. Sweet.
All right, here it is, the goody box.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. It's a triple
Official.
goody. It's a triple goody in there, Zeke.
Sick.
Yeah, look at that.
What?
There it is. Yeah,
well, we got the hat.
Enjoy your life hat.
Oh, damn. Oh, I'm definitely wearing this.
Cover your face.
Wow.
Your face looks good.
Nice. A Seth Adams CD, Steel Tempered Pride.
I don't know.
I'm gonna bump that on the way home.
Maybe you love it. Maybe you don't.
Hey, I love listening to anyone's music.
You know how it is. You probably still get a million CDs in the mail.
It's hard because I just love music. So
yeah,
like
so much good music, so much. Yeah.
And I always feel like what I don't like almost doesn't matter because it just matters what other people like. You know, it matters to me. Right. Yeah. It matters to me, but
you're such a nice guy. What a good person you are.
I'm too agreeable sometimes. I need to, you know, I'm agreeable.
But that's what you want to do because you love it. What do we have here?
We got a shirt, a Enjoy Your Life shirt.
Sterno. When you're going for that run, Sterno.
This with this.
Ooh, look at you. Just slanging for the brand. Wow. Enjoy Your Life brand. We might give you too much love. What's this one?
We got Tristan O'Mand with 11 Dark Horses.
He's from up somewhere where you are. He might be a Berwick guy. Maybe it's New Hampshire. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just Manchester.
Yeah, whatever. I was wrong.
But New Hampshire, hey, that's right next door.
What up, New Hampshire?
Love New Hampshire.
Whoa, what else is in there? Of course it is. It's because I love you. I was like, I'm going to put this together for him.
This is
like no one's ever put together a goody box before. I'm going to keep it nice and evolve. Oh, much love to Evolvement Music Studio. That's where we are right now.
Crazy.
Oh, golly. And it's just us in here today. It's so wild.
We got a penny in here.
A penny.
I'm gonna save
you know
those.
why?
Thank you.
That's why. It's exactly why.
These days I need
penny
this.
In there. I take my time. You're not even here. I'm putting together a box for you. All these little things. I put a penny in there. I'm like, you know what? It's a lucky penny for him. That's what it is.
Right in my pocket.
You did it right away, so that's what it is. Thank you.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Some free vault to open up your door.
That's my band.
I know.
Oh,
I know that.
I'm stoked. Own that.
I'm stoked. You make awesome music, dude. I've always loved your music.
Yeah, all that music allows me to do this right now.
I want to interview you right back and be like, what was it like working with Warrior King?
Oh man, what a good guy. Honestly.
Oh, this is huge here. Yeah. 10-foot ganja plant pin.
Yeah. See that?
Damn.
I think maybe Kevin was here. Kevin Kinsella or something. Or maybe that his mail packages, however that works.
They were always someone East Coast that when I heard them, I was like, oh, these guys listen to the real stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's someone you can hear in the musicianship that they're reggae fanatics. And
played some shows with Kevin Kinsella, and he was a nice gentleman. Yeah.
I'll never forget. I literally, the first time I saw them, it was somewhere in Boston. I was like, he sounds like Culture. I was thinking, you know, I was like,
right,
that's crazy. Yeah. He sounds like Culture, that guy.
Yeah. What else is in there? You see this here? I always jump right into it.
This is sick.
Open that. What's going on in there?
This is a card with flowers.
Yeah. The concept here, Sterno, Zeke baby, is we take the time to write. I want you to hand write something in there.
Okay.
Something simple, okay?
Yep.
To a friend, to a lover, to a family member. Just write something nice in there like, hey, you mean something to me. I love you. That's all. Because it's so valuable. And mail it to them. It's mailed to them.
Wow.
Not a text. Because you can write the same thing in a text like, yeah, great. Like sometimes you think about you, whoever, and you're like, I'll send them a message. So, you know, do that. Is there words in there?
Yeah, there is. You want me to read it?
Sure, just read it.
All right. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. He is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities, no doubt, crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your own nonsense. This new day is too dear, with its hopes and innovations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
All of a sudden, now is that like some kind of service or like a?
That's official. That's official. People don't write quotes like that anymore. Maybe they do, but
took me away. It really did. I wasn't here. Did I do something weird? Was like my mouth open?
You
was
set
I
me
drooling?
up. You set me up
Wow.
big time here because I'm not the best keeper. I'm not the best keeper and toucher.
There it is.
You know?
Just do one. Do one for me. Just one. When you look at it, if it's still there in your house, you'll be like,
oh yeah, no.
a
I'll
little
do
part
it.
of me let Bernier down.
Yeah.
Every time you see it, am I letting him down?
Yeah. Yeah. You know.
I love you. Like
I got to commit to it
just the
now,
same.
so that I.
Don't give yourself the stress of a commitment. I'm
No,
not asking
it's
for
good.
that.
It's good. You need to actually. There's a
That's
there's
right.
a balance
You better
there.
commit.
There's a balance there because if you don't commit,
You don't know what you're doing. How are you gonna get it done?
I've learned that. I've learned that
Yeah.
over and over again. That if I really want something, I got to do it.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
that's mainly the difference. Is you either do it or you don't, and the time for things to happen is now, and everything else is just procrastination.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, we're still going here.
We align. What's this now?
Man, I literally feel like this is Christmas morning.
So this is oh yeah, boy, you're
Yeah.
gonna like this guy. That's a shirt. Now that's an Aldous Collins painting. Aldous Collins is an exceptional artist. He's
That's
also
dope.
a musician, super successful at what he does, just living his life being Aldous.
Sick.
And yeah, man, now he'll be popping up. You'll see his name around now. He's got it going on.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
there it is.
Yucca Mountain.
Yucca Fountain.
Yucca Fountain. Man,
Yeah,
I can't read.
even start to explain that to you. It's completely incredible, but I can't do it the justice that it deserves. You can know that you'd be like, wow, that's what that guy did? That's incredible. Andrew Bablow, Steve's design. Amazing.
That's sick. I love it.
Yeah.
Dope koozie.
That koozie doesn't do the install justice. Yeah. There it is, a pencil from him.
What?
The Steve's
All right.
design pencil.
This is the
Get
best pencil I've
creative.
ever seen because
It-
it says Steve's Design and then it says Bullshit Maker.
It does?
Yeah.
I never
Right
even
on the
read
side
it.
it says Bullshit Maker.
Come on. Babs.
Just gave new meaning to a pencil to me.
Bablo. I didn't know that. Wow. I still kind of think you're lying to me.
Key feature. Check it out.
No. Now that you're leaning towards me, I believe you.
All right, after you got to look though, because
Yeah.
you got to see it. Oh wait, there's more.
Oh by golly.
There's more. There's definitely Bullshit Maker. Then there's lots of bullshit. Oh yeah. So as you sharpen the pencil, you go down. It goes from lots of bullshit, still plenty of BS, running low on BS, and then out of bullshit.
Wow.
Can I swear on here?
Yeah. Well, of course. There's no more FCC, man. That's
Right.
gone.
Right.
Yep. Is there more items in there?
Yes, there is.
Ooh.
Christmas ain't over.
Dun, 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 dun. You can know this about me.
Oh, sick.
What I do here
Damn.
is give
This is
everybody that comes on this show a piece of my personal clothing.
No way.
Yeah, so that right there.
I would definitely
is
grab this at the thrift shop if I saw
Yes.
this.
So this is, truthfully, it's a little too big for me, and I thought it would fit you perfectly. It's a looking at it going medium, but it looks like it would fit.
No, it's Dickies are big stuff.
So it's a large.
Yeah.
So that
It's a wide one.
would fit you.
Oh yeah.
And I know that's some reggae clothing right
you
there.
know, I got to
That's
put on
a
my
jam right
khakis.
there.
I got
That's
to
why
put on
bought
my
it.
khaki
Yeah.
suit and my Gideon boot.
So I've worn it like 3 times. It's washed. It's clean.
Dude, great.
But I feel good knowing like my clothes that I intended to wear are gonna maybe live on out there. Just like that, I'm giving you all these tasks. Wear those clothes, mail that card. Let's go, Zico.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
Thank you.
They're all gifts.
Yeah.
So
Gifts
that's
are
big.
fun.
Yeah.
I feel good while it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, would my life be better without a Dickies shirt and a card to my loved one? No.
You know. Wow. Wow, the loved one is really gonna feel special when that
there's
thing
some
comes in.
Some
What
dope
else?
shit in here. Hold on.
What is in there? I don't know what's in there anymore.
There's cool stuff.
What is
I
it?
just don't want to lose anything. A couple
what is
stickers are sliding. All right.
You already found the
Let's
penny.
see here. Oh, nice. We got some
Yeah.
burning wick.
Yeah, the hippies they bring over the
Ital
hemp wick.
wick.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that-
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Seems like too much of a process, but there you go. Get involved.
I'm pro hippie, so this works well with me. I'm kind of
straight hippie, and
I'm pretty much a hippie, so I'm a modern hippie.
Modern day hippie. Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Ooh,
the real gold.
There's some people you know on there too. Asadanaki Whale is on there. Mighty Mystic is on there.
Chuck Fender, Joe Sambo. Big up Joe Sambo. He's someone I didn't mention. He's down in Florida now, but he's another guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to mention Over the Bridge for, like those
Michael
homies are great.
Forgetti, my homies. Yep. Chris Paul, part of the crew.
Yeah, so all those guys.
I love you. Yep.
Man, you got some killer. You and your Toots is on here. Damn.
Warrior King.
This is just one for the CD player.
I could have used your drum pack for that, man. You're gonna listen to it and be like, "Yo, I gotta get with him for his next album because it would help." Yeah, man.
Some enjoy your life stickers.
Yeah.
Now we're almost there, but we got a couple of things left.
All those things for you.
This is crazy, bro. I'm literally blown away. We got a Steez Design sticker.
I steezed you up, man. Jeez.
One free class at Riverside Yoga. Or two free classes.
Part of me thought you were in actually in Portsmouth, where that would be realistic for you, because only 19 minutes is in Newburyport.
I'm right next to Portsmouth. I'm 10 minutes from Portsmouth.
That's the yoga studio my wife owns here in Newburyport.
That's
man.
amazing.
It's a beautiful, big space. I think the biggest yoga studio on the North Shore right now.
I can tell from the style of the card
Riverside Yoga
that it's legit.
It's really nice.
Just look at the design of the card. It's proper. So.
High ceilings,
Riverside,
overlooking the downtown.
Dope. Wow, killer. I need massages too, or yoga always.
So let's talk about. That's it,
man. Thank you.
What a box.
That's not it. It's hard to say. That's it.
That's it. Oh gosh,
it's wrong words.
So let me say these things. Let's talk about the Spotify numbers. I'm going to read them here.
Yep.
592.7 thousand streams. Okay, this is you we're talking about. Your music this year. 30.4 thousand hours of people listening to you. That's like years and years and years and years. 180.8K different people. 180.8K. 180 plus thousand different people, humans, listen to stuff that you created, and it went down in 92 countries. Now, people look at that. They're like, bro, Zeke, Green Lion Crew, that's some wild stuff right there. So, first, that's cool, man. Those are big numbers. Those are respectable numbers.
Yeah. And Ineffable really helped us getting a few playlist lands, which changes the whole game once you get on a few playlists. But, I'll actually say that that's less because I've produced songs that aren't on my Spotify. Like Liberal Opposer has 3 million views. I did Lyrics Deity, which is on Kabaaka's new album.
This is your personal jam.
My personal thing. So,
and like people that aren't in the music industry, maybe that needs to be clarified. Then, like, not every song that you put out that gets a ton of listens is like under you, your jam.
No,
like,
but still,
that
was a big. I made a lot of progress this year, so that humbled me big time, because just seeing any sort of growth, that's all I want, is to see it going somewhere and like not be stagnant.
Those Spotify's listens lead to sales on wherever you're actually selling your music from, or is it like downloads from iTunes?
I feel like if you're big on Spotify, you're just big on Spotify.
Are the royalty checks fat or not so fat?
Not so fat, I would say.
I think that's the general consensus, even from people that are.
It's not a job.
Yeah, yeah,
that's for sure.
It's like eating some good dinners, some expensive tequila, but it's not paying the rent.
But it's all part of it, and I definitely don't want it not to be included.
Of course.
I'm hoping it's just something I invest in over the years, and it keeps going up, because maybe if the streaming amount changes or something like that, and you have your platform, and it could be in the future good. So
a lot of people, now we're on this Spotify kick here, me and you, a lot of people outwardly just talk about their disgust for Spotify and how it abuses the artist. What's your stance? Do you care about that at all?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's weird because it's a bit of both. Because even though I think the amount they pay artists is too little, one thing I really appreciate is, wow, if someone plays my song, it actually gets recorded, and I actually get something based on that play. Because if you're into radio, old school radio, your stuff would just get played, and you'd never get it was up for someone to write it down on a piece of paper and then report it, and they never did. So what it did is it went to the top tier of artists. So like all the money would still get paid.
Honestly, how many shows did you put out in the world where it was undocumented?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same thing. I'm personally responsible for the same thing. Played whatever.
Right.
Yes.
And even big radio stations too, because let's say back in the day, some underground guy played your stuff. It's just like if you only played it like a few times, then it's just not going to get actually recorded because it has to get sent in, and then the money just goes to like Britney Spears because she's #1. So then if it has nowhere to go, they send to the top tier of artists. So now it is interesting that if like your cousin listens to your song, it's not much, but that actually gets documented and they show it to you and you get paid for that.
Yeah.
So I see that as a unique way, like, wow, it monetizes everything all the time instead of just being like a bunch of freebie stuff.
So the benefits of the monetization and the actual fact that it does present it to audiences that would be a challenge for you to present your music to.
Right. And it does open you up to new people and all these things. And then, fans are loyal. When you get a fan, they're loyal. So if they find you in a certain way on their own, and I used to be like this too. If I found a certain record, a certain place, I would really attach myself to that and be like, ooh, this is so good. I love this. And then I want to support this. So,
buy a t-shirt.
So it's definitely good. It's just not structured well. And I think obviously we're getting ripped off right now. Pretty bad.
All right. Let's pivot to Sirius XM.
Yeah.
The Joint is the jam for the reggae scene on Sirius XM. Was this another moment where you were like, yeah, that's hella dope?
Yep.
Right on the little Sirius radio here, it says Green Line Crew.
Yeah, I got so many pictures like on Instagram of people being like, what? I saw you on Sirius. People really like think that's special, or like, shout you out, or they're like, wow.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because each platform's different. So you get good monies per spin on Sirius XM. If you get your song played on Sirius XM, you actually get paid like
a fair wage,
like a good amount of money. And one thing I really rate about the Joint is that they really don't just play what's popular. Like
no,
you go on there
don't.
and you hear a Chuck Fender from 2004 that you haven't heard. They really, you got Jabba and like some great DJs on there, and they really give a shine to. And so Sirius is great. I really like that. And Ineffable has works with the guy Dan Sheehan who runs Cali Roots.
Dan Sheehan,
he has his show on there, and the Eric Rachmani from Revolution.
So it all comes together.
And so they have their show on there, and so they've played my tracks before, which is totally amazing to me. Two guys I definitely look up to in the scenes they created.
Carved
and
an
all the
epic
work.
Lane, made their way. Yeah.
So, it's those little things that keep me going in this industry, because it really is small, and people are good to each other.
Yeah.
I feel like reggae, it still has the same syndromes as a lot of other types of music, but we're a little better to each other because it's because of the size of it. Where like hip hop, it's way more cutthroat and tougher. Pop music, I think, is a nightmare.
Right. I would say that it is slowly growing more aggressive and competitive
with money,
because the genre is succeeding, and therefore there's a spawning of more bands, and the competition is getting exactly how that stuff works. I know you have Ineffable in your corner. Who's behind the scenes, like in your real camp, like your homies, or are there these people that are getting it done for you? Who else is the actual like road dogs? This is Green Line Crew, or is it non-existent? It's you.
It's pretty much non-existent.
Yep.
I mean, pathetically enough, I don't delegate well.
So, you got some control issues, buddy?
Obviously, no, not like that. Just like, it's almost like I feel guilt. I'm like, I don't have enough money to pay you well. And everyone's like, why don't you get interns and stuff? And I'm like, what, to torture some people to do some stuff that I don't want to do? I don't know. Like, I just haven't, but like, I'm obviously open to that. So if anyone wants to come help out, check out. But anyways, there's Chai, who's the original member of Green Lion. Of course, Chambo, Josh Chamberlain. He was like almost like our manager for years, and he did amazing things for us. Now I'm working with like Adam Gross at the label, and so there's still people in my corner for sure. But as far as like doing projects and coming up with the posts and doing all that stuff, I do. You
don't have a homie sitting there in the studio with you all the time.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. It's just solo sterno.
Yeah, I mean,
it's also kind of the vibe of the world right now.
But I would like to change that, but at the same time, I'm particular about who actually I would work with too.
So. You have a family?
Yes.
Yeah. You live with people?
No, I live alone.
I live alone.
I don't have any kids.
Because you're particular about who you live with.
True.
Yeah.
True. I have lived with people before.
So you have brothers, and you have 2 older brothers.
2 older brothers, my mom, my dad.
Yep.
I got 2 nephews. My oldest brother has a couple kids.
What do your mom and dad do?
My mom and dad owned a pie bakery in the kitchen of my house. So I had a very unique situation growing up. So my dad used
to... Wait, it was run out of the house?
Yeah.
People came to the house to get the pies?
Yeah. But basically, my parents live on Route 1.
You're so slim.
And so the kitchen of our house was like a professional bakery, And so people would walk in and, it was a store. And actually, it used to be a general store before it was a bakery, so it was always a store.
What was the name of this?
Pie in the Sky Bakery.
I know the place.
Yeah, that's my parents.
Everybody knows this.
Yeah, it's a legendary spot.
He's Pie in the Sky.
Yeah, that's good. The studio, Green Line Studio, is right upstairs for many years.
Green Line in the Sky.
Even I built the rough road rhythm and everything right in the bakery. That was before I even moved out of my parents' house.
Man, with the sweet smell from below. A different one that's usually...
I used to go down and get a hot blueberry muffin, a coffee, go up into my room, roll a joint, and make music. And that was the recipe right there.
I love it. Wow. So your parents made pies.
My parents made pies. So basically my parents...
What's your favorite pie? You must have a favorite pie.
Peach blueberry in the summer when the wild blueberries come out, and then they get the peaches they get them shipped up, and that's the heat.
Man.
That's the heat. I remember my dad going down to Golden Harvest, checking all the peaches. He's very particular about like, are these mealy? Are these good? Are they juicy? He'd have to eat one right there before he bought the cases.
Yeah. You got a dog or a cat in your little
no pets.
Space?
I'd leave so much for music that I could never.
Yeah, it wouldn't be right for you to just leave the cat there for months at a time.
But I love animals, and I love dogs and cats. I'm not a dog or a cat person. Both.
You probably won't like this topic here. Maybe it's a little touchy for you, but I'm gonna bring it up anyhow. What happened with the guy that just stole your guitar and there's counterfeit money involved?
Yeah, this is crazy. I've sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace many times, but not too much, but like
you're a sales guru on the Facebook Marketplace.
But like 10 times, but like simple little things, like I'd sell something. Yep. So anyways, it was the pandemic. I had my old 7-string guitar. I used to be into metal. I had a 7-string guitar to play like crazy down-tuned metal.
Eating peach blueberry pie.
Yeah, exactly. Playing metal.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but this was like, I didn't use this guitar anymore. I have a Schecter. I have an old, 1980s Schecter, which is like kind of like a Fender Strat. So I play that all the time. It's a 6-string. So,
right.
Anyways, so I just decided to sell it. I decided to sell it, and I met this guy, and the guy was like, he's a professional criminal,
Yeah.
So he knew all about it. And the funny thing is, he didn't steal the guitar to sell it. He stole the guitar to play it.
Oh,
right?
God.
So, but he actually knew everything. He goes, that's the Japanese model from 1998. Anyways, long story short, he counted out the money in front of me, and it had a couple real bills on the top, and all the rest of the hundreds were fake bills.
Wow.
And I didn't even check it right at first. By the time I checked it, he was already gone.
How fake did the fake ones look?
Like, once I actually sat there, I was like, instantly I knew.
Yeah, I just got hustled.
But like, I just, and it's funny because I ask other people, like, do you bring a thing to check? No one does. Like, how many people have the audacity to do something like.
Audacity is the exact word there. So how did it play out? What happened from there? Did you ever get the guitar back? Did you find the guy?
No, so I went straight to the police. I gave him the full thing. I know the guy. I had all the stuff. I know who he is. He was on his Instagram playing the guitar and everything. And because of COVID, they just said, oh, like, we need to get, a warrant to actually get this guy. And they were like, cases are backed up like 6 months. And they were like, basically, we have no idea when we're even going to be able to get in front of a judge to get the. And I go, I know where he lives. He lives right here. You guys have his. They can't do anything about it. So still to this day, I'm calling the police once in a while, and they're like, hasn't even gone in front of the judge yet. But
man, I'm sorry.
There's a warrant. Technically, there's a warrant.
How much real money was there?
There's a warrant looming out for his arrest.
Yeah.
So it was $1,500.
But how much did you?
Oh, 40. He put 40 real dollars on top.
40?
Yeah. And actually, I gave the cops the full thing.
Wow.
I didn't even keep.
I'm so disgusted with this. I didn't even want the 40.
I didn't keep the 40 on top.
Wow, man.
So
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, hey, this is one of the first times I've been like straight out. And it was basically my fault. It was a learning situation because I was like, yo, that was so my fault.
Could have looked at it.
And I saw many red flags. But one other time I sold something and I felt the same way. And then I just went to the guy's house and he sold me, I bought
that's because you're such a good guy.
He bought my gear and I thought the same thing was going to happen to me then. And it didn't. So I started to think, are you just being paranoid? Like this guy might just be normal. But yeah, I learned my lesson there, I guess.
Are you often a live DJ, like in the sense like you're playing tracks for artists that are performing?
Yeah.
Who are you doing that with? I've seen some pictures of you on stage at these music festivals.
Yeah.
Who
I do a bit of everything. Like sometimes I'll play a custom set that's my set. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just play. A lot of times I just play none of my tunes and just what fits the vibe of the room. Yeah. And then sometimes I back up artists. So like guys like King Mass or Medicine. Yeah. He's someone, man, I can't believe I didn't mention him, from Boston. Who's man. Incredible.
Familiar. Yeah.
And we're working on an album together. He just put out a track with Lucky Day, who's an amazing R&B singer. Yeah. And he was on Kabaaka's new mixtape. But yeah. I forget where I was going with that, but I was going somewhere. But.
So King Mas, you'll play tracks for him while he's performing.
Right.
Here we go now.
Yeah, I'm back. So then, like, Zeke Dan is a Jamaican artist who's living in Connecticut right now. So I've backed him recently. But I mean, man, I can't even remember all the artists I've backed over the years. Many
you like
artists.
doing that? Is that your jam?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Like, bring it back. Like,
yeah.
You like that? Yeah.
If I'm a DJ, I got to do all those things,
Yo, like, DJ, when they say DJ run it back, then I better run it back. What do you think about the Spicket River Brewery beer there, the Enjoy Your Life beer?
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It truly is delicious. And, like, I love IPAs, but then this is a very enjoyable IPA, which a lot of them sometimes they're so, like, almost herbal that they're a bit intense. This is smooth and just I could drink this all day, pretty much.
Zeke's turn. Drinking Spicket River all day.
But right, wouldn't you say it's a smooth IPA?
I'm with you, man.
It's a smooth IPA.
Ooh, it's a totally complex yet crushable 4.4% ABV. Really good, man.
But also,
enjoy your life. Enjoy that beer.
I won't say, like, when I say it's smooth, I'm not saying it doesn't have that same IPA herbal. It's an IPA.
Yeah.
But nice to drink. So appreciate that. I love brown ale because it's dark yet smooth. So it's kind of like
brown ale guy, like a Newcastle.
Not as much.
Is that a brown ale?
I started with Newcastle until I found out it was like caramel color and
slow kill diet.
So but like Old Brown Dog or some of those,
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Old Brown Dog.
Yeah, I'm a fan of
call
that.
This. Are you still using vinyl? Are there actually records involved? Are there crates traveling with you ever, or is it straight up like put that onto here?
But I'm a vinyl fanatic. I still have thousands of records in my house. Still got my turntables set up. But as far as like carrying all that stuff out, and then like the limit of songs that I have, and I'm always down for an all vinyl session. I'm into that. I learned on vinyl. My lifeblood is vinyl, but at the same time, it's so inconvenient weight-wise. I mean, I used to play at the Red Door in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And that's, the start of some of my DJing too. Yeah. And I used to show up with crates. Wow. And I'd make 3 trips up and down stairs.
Right,
and
up
then
those stairs.
It would straight just be throwing records, and I had stacks of 7 inches next to me. I was like a mad scientist up there, strictly vinyl.
Wow.
So I did that for years. So
I'm Red Door.
I've done all that. I've carried all the, and it's crazy because it was necessity, right? So like I remember, we weren't supposed to do this, but I was doing the Madline reggae show at UNH, and we used to take records out of the studio, which we definitely was not supposed to do, to go play in the club, because we're like, we have to have this track. There's no way to get the track.
Yeah. This is how there is. We're taking it.
This is the copy right here. If I want to play this song tonight,
this is how it's gonna go down.
I have to put this under my shirt and walk out like nothing's
a criminal.
Happening.
Yeah, I'm
we
a
always
criminal.
brought it back. We brought everything back. We didn't act, but just to play that night.
The counterfeit money guy, he didn't bring the guitar back. That's totally different than what you're talking about
he did
now.
Not.
Yeah.
Yo, he was making fun of me on it. My friend he blocked me, and my friend checked his Instagram. He's like, yo, he's making fun of you on there.
So let me tell you something, Zeke Stern, Green Line Crew. All the people that I have on this show, for 2 reasons.
Yep.
2 of the more prominent reasons. The first being that you are a success in your field, and you're shining in a way that brings you happiness. You're carving your own lane. You've decided what you want to do, and you made it happen. If you didn't do that, it wouldn't be there.
Right.
I recognize the effort put in, and I also recognize that it's been a successful venture for you. The second reason, and maybe even the more valuable, is that you're a good human that is offering something that is beneficial, that is productive and positive to the people that you come across. You and I have, I think, spoken in person once before in our lives, probably too long ago to say. And you come here today, and it's like homies, brothers. There's no walls, there's no egos, there's no boundaries. It's like these are humans together.
Right.
I appreciate the human that you are. I appreciate the success that you had in your field. And I think that something that needs to happen more in this world, is something that I'm personally doing more in my life, is letting people know that I'm proud of them on some grown man to grown man kind of thing. Like saying to people like, bro, I see what you're doing out there. And hey, man, I'm over here, and I just want you to know I'm proud of you, man. You got your hustle, your love, whatever it is, it's working. And it's good for people to say that to people. And I think a lot of grown men aren't just straight up telling grown men that. And I'm happy to tell you that I'm giving you your roses while you can smell them. I'm praising you while you're alive. There you go.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Same to you, man. I see all the same in you, because, man, you're so welcoming and everything. It's like we've known each other for years, really.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing
I appreciate
in this world.
you.
But yeah, man, thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
That means a lot to everyone, I think, too.
It does, like just being normal and nice.
Exactly.
You
exactly normal.
You got a good vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. I asked you before if you like gifts. You like games?
Sure.
You want to play a game? It's not that fun.
Sure.
But this is what it's called. It used to have a different name. Now it's called Fast, Fun, and Not So Smart.
Oh, God.
Before it was called
Anything
Fast, Fun, and
is
Dumb.
not good with me, but.
All right. Well, we'll play at your pace. Fast, fun, and not so smart. Favorite all-time rate. You just don't think about it. Just say the things, all right? Just say it. Let's have some fun here. Let's have some fun, Sterno. Let's have some fun.
Can I say like 4 people really quick?
Whatever. Just throw it out. Just don't think too much. Just say,
Sizzler.
here we go now. Fast, fun, and not so smart. Featuring Zeke Stern, Green Line Crew. Favorite all-time reggae artist.
Sizzler.
Favorite country music artist.
Johnny Cash.
You have 1 meal left to eat. Only one. What is it?
Just some simple pasta.
Pasta. If you could eliminate one state, or if you had to eliminate one state, which state would it be? One state.
Oh my God. Florida.
You driving the right lane
sorry,
or the
Miami.
left
Sorry,
lane?
I love Miami.
You driving the
Sorry,
right lane or
Miami.
the left lane? Right lane or the left lane?
Right lane.
That was fast, fun, and not so smart. That's the whole game.
Man,
I could work on that.
man. I got to
Florida's
really, I
gone,
really got to think more about states I don't like.
Florida, like that's what you picked.
No, it's
Florida's,
terrible. You know, I think. How about somewhere in the middle?
Florida people, what's up? You know I love you. I'm coming out there. I used to be there all the time till this year happened.
I used to live in Florida, is why I mentioned it. I used to live in Orlando. I used to live in Orlando, so.
Hey, you can't retract, man.
I went
Said was Florida.
I went to Full Sail University.
Now you want to eliminate that place.
Yeah, well.
We won't take too much stock in it there. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Been comfortable.
Yeah, it's been nice.
Good
man.
talk.
It's been nice.
It really has.
It's been hard for me not to interview you back.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I do the same thing sometimes, and I'm just like, I take control of the interview that I'm supposed to be getting. I'm like, I'm such a jerk. Why am I doing this? You know what? How's your basement doing? How's the basement?
The basement was, we had the power out, so we had a little flood. But
some flooding going on.
Yeah, I had 2 floods in a row. Because first the power went out, and then right after that the sump pump blew. And so one triggered the other somehow. I don't know how exactly.
How much time in between?
48 hours.
48 hours. That does fall into in a row.
So basically my entire basement flooded almost up to my, past my knees.
Yeah.
And then I cleaned it all up and it was dry as a bone.
Yeah.
And then 48 hours later, I walked down expecting to see it dry as a bone, and it was exactly the same as when I first found it.
Time not on my side.
Which was last night when I was supposed to come here. So basically, I got out of work yesterday.
The things I'll do for superstars like Zeke Star, I'll just bend and fold.
Yeah.
Because I love you.
It was crazy. That was crazy.
You ever been on like the Static Selector show or Sway in the Morning or Flex or ever watch these shows? You ever listen to 94.5 DJ Pup Dog?
Oh, yeah.
You know what a shout out is?
Oh, yeah, of
course.
course.
Who you got to give shout outs to, man? Who you giving love to? Who's the crew, man?
Man, I got to big up Chai. I got to big up Chambo.
Yeah.
Got to big up Rob, of course. I got to big up, Cutstone in Jamaica. My friend Bosie Killer.
What up?
I got to big up, all the artists I'm working with. Kabaaka, Chronixx, 5 Star.
Yes.
Jesse Royal.
Man, what a list.
Kumar. Amaru Tafari, all these guys. I got to big up, local people here. Soul Rebel Project, Mighty Mystic.
Yes.
All my East Coast reggae people, Joe Sambo.
Yeah, man.
Got to big up Michael Bernier for having me here.
Yeah.
And just shout out to all the real people that do what they love and, live the good life.
Yeah.
Make the right choices. So
live the good life. Take control of your time. Take action.
And there's
Forget
tons of
about
people
reaction.
I forgot right there.
Yeah, of course there is. How do we connect with you? I can't believe we haven't talked about this. What are all your jams? What's your Instagram jam? Your Facebook jam? What's your jams?
Most things are all, / Green Lion Crew. So I'm pretty good about
Crew.
So YouTube.com / Green Lion Crew, Instagram.com / Green Lion Crew.
Yep.
Green Lion Crew on Spotify.
Green Lion Crew.
There's a lot of Green Lions out there. There's Green Lion Printing Press and
it's
flowers.
Not Green Lion Crew.
But it's Green Lion Crew is what sets us apart from.
That's what it is. Remember the crew, Green Lion Crew, and you already know it's real, it's authentic, it's where it's at. You gotta get down with Green Lion Crew. Look me in the eyes, sweetie. Green Lion Crew. Remember that.
I got to big up Rose Summers too. He's a new artist I'm working with a lot. And he's amazing, man. He's
what is it? Rose Summers?
Rose Summers, ROE, and Summers with a Z.
All right.
So he was actually one of the main artists for our Spotify plays. We got a playlist land with his tune called "Keep Blazing," and that has really upped our numbers.
Keep blazing, keep blazing.
Yeah, that's Ro. That's Ro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you know how it goes. The music's on. You gotta like go over there to see who it is, and I'm like, yeah, I know that joint. I heard it a bazillion times, and no matter what my reggae station is on Pandora, that song is on there.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah, yeah, man. I feel good. You ready to get out of this place?
Sure, man.
Yeah, bro. I really do love you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been great.
Of course. Mad love. Get down with Zeke, Green Lion Crew. And you know, this is Offering Something. My name is Michael Burney. I still feel so good. Hit subscribe on that YouTube channel. That would be so nice. Yeah. Yeah. I love our sponsors, Spicket River Brewery, Enjoy Your Life brand and higher education, music and arts festival. I got to figure a way to get you involved with higher education. We're going to make that real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy.
Ready.
That's it, y'all. We're out of here, Zeke.
Peace.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, almost. Oh, I love you, love you, love you.